And here we go with the first match of SOW World Record 2026. This is the second World Record show we've put on in SOW's history. The first historic night was cap-ended by Aiko Kimura taking on Lilith of the Paradise. And of course, tonight's night will be cap-ended once again by Aiko Kimura. However, now she's going to take on a different member of the Paradise in Hikari Muramasa. And this night, Aiko will be the challenger. We also have a World Heavyweight Championship match, fatal four-way for the title in the first of our double main event tonight. Erren, Payne, and Hermes Rhapsodes will take on one another in a Texas Deathmatch. We have the men's tag titles on the line as Disruption tries for the second time to claim the belts from the Destined Sabres. The men's national championship will also be on the line as well. Damian Oxley looking to claim the belt from Tony Lee. We have another fatal four-way tonight between members of JBW ACLL, JBW War, and SOW, all represented as Death Panther takes on Soul Tiger, James Hartwell, and Toshio Nagi. Of the WWSL War Division, the JBW War Division, the WWSL World title will be on the line tonight as Johnny King defends against the Empire's Emperor, Kastor Liechten. And of course, we're starting our night off here with this Women's Tag Team Championship bout. Tornado tag for the titles. Can the Classics defeat the Bangers and retain their titles, or will the Bangers make short work and a short reign for the team of Kat Roberts and Cameron Stone? No tags, there are no rope breaks, no countouts, no disqualifications in this match. It is first fall to a finish. Most importantly for tag matches, there is no cut play. All women are allowed to be inside the ring fighting at the same time at all times. So respect from Cameron Stone to start a little bit late, but relatively short into the match. Oh, face planted straight down. Charlie working the arm there. Very quick breakup of that pin attempt. There's no need to worry about wasting cut play here in this match. You can break up every single pin you can see. Which means it's going to be very hard to actually score that winning fall. You're going to have to rely on your teammate, opponent distracted and busy while you go for your pinfall if you want to get the 3. Same goes for submissions. If you want to get them to tap out, the opposing team has to be completely busy. Ooh. In sync with those headlocks, Nephthys was able to reverse out of the one that Kimura tried to put her in. Solid reversal there from Charlie to Kat. Oh, went for a diving uppercut, but Cameron Stone moves out of the way. The Classics continue to work very well as a team in this match. But the Bangers are on top of those breakups. Cat Robertson out of the ring. Cameron Stone left to fend for herself for a short bit here. The Bangers were not able to accomplish much before Cat Roberts returned to the ring. And now the Immortal being put in. However, Cat Roberts right there immediately breaks it up. Seeing some appreciation for the commentary from the chat. I appreciate that as well. Doing my best here. Usually I have a partner, but he's unavailable, unfortunately, at the moment. There's a diving knee strike to the back of the head. Went for another one, but Cameron able to avoid these top rope moves quite well so far in this match. Caught with a schoolboy. Only gets a one. Charlie rolls out temporarily. Gets back into the action, but immediately tossed into the ropes by Cameron. Returns the favor. High knee from Cat Roberts. Oh, pins from both teams. This time it's the Classics breaking up a pin from the Bangers. Oh, the seatbelt clutch. But he was only able to get a 2. So far, I'm not quite sure. I think both teams have fought pretty well. It's seeming relatively even at the moment. Neither team is able to maintain a pin or submission for very long. It's to be expected in this kind of matchup. But if the champions want to retain or the challengers want to earn these belts, they're going to have to start finding opportunities to really wear down one of their opponents. They need to start splitting the match apart. The more bunched up they stay, the easier it is for both sides to end any submission or pin attempt very quickly. Well, here we go. The assisted powerbomb SOW special. And the Carolyn lift suplex. Classic starting to take control here. The divide and conquer strategy was working for a moment, but Nephthys slipped her way back through. And now it's the Bangers landing an SOW special on Cameron. Here we go with the Classics. Oh, she caught Nephthys with the DDT! However, immediately, Charlie Scene breaks the pin up. That could have ended the match. The DDT from Cat Roberts is a dangerous tool. Nephthys, having already wrestled a match earlier in the night, is a prime target for a hit like that. And a second one! On the other side, the sharpshooter is applied to Charlie Scene. Cat Roberts, however, unable to capitalize off of the DDT before. That would have been a prime opportunity as well to finish this up. For the Classics, they have now, unfortunately, let 2 of those opportunities slip through their hands. A massive backdrop, followed up with a figure 4 right away. But again, they cannot stop the Bangers from breaking up these pins and submissions. Cat sending Charlie out of the ring, catches Nephthys, DDT! If Cameron can make the call, no! That was a prime opportunity for the Classics, the most prime they've had yet. Or the Bangers, I think, might have just let an opportunity slip through their fingers as well. Wait a minute. Double R DDT and a pile driver. They're pinning both members of the Bangers at the same time. Oh my God. Well, if you want to talk about a prime opportunity to retain your titles, pinning both members of the opposing team at the same time is one hell of an opportunity. This is the Empire's trailblazer, Damian Oxley. He has spent the past few weeks, in fact almost a month at this point, maybe two, challenging and going after the House of Trouble, specifically aiming for this national heavyweight championship. Tony Lee, on the other hand, has been aiming to get to 6 wins so he can cash in that belt for an opportunity at the World Championship, and moreover, an opportunity to get back at his younger brother, Byron Mitchell, who is our world champion right now. Of course, later on tonight, we're going to see Byron Mitchell defend that World Heavyweight Championship in a fatal four-way match where the champion does not have to be pinned in order to lose his title. He does not have to be involved in the finish at all. One of the hardest types of matches for a champion to retain in. That will be later tonight, the first of our main event matches. Right now, we're going to see, can Tony Lee hold on to this national title? He is currently on his 3rd defense. And if I just go, or he's had 3 defenses. This will be his 4th title defense attempt, sitting on 56 days as champion. If he's able to retain here, that'll put him up to 4 defenses, 2 away from that cash-in opportunity. But it's a hell of a challenge on his plate, because Damian Oxley has come back with more fire than we've ever seen him in the past. One slip up, one mistake, you can see that title changing hands tonight. This is the 4th of the title matches for the night as a whole. On the pre-show, we had, as mentioned before, the Women's National Championship defended successfully by Nephthys, as well as the Television Championship defended by Trent Taylor. And then just a moment ago, you saw the Women's Tag Team Championship successfully defended as well. So we are 3 for 3 with title defenses being successful. Can Tony Lee keep up that trend for the night? Starting with some solid wrestling, returning wrestling. As mentioned before, Damian Oxley has had a lot more fire as of late. A lot more electricity, you might even say. Solid moves from Tony. Fires off one of those patented elbows. However, he's up against an opponent who also utilizes those elbows, and he doesn't have any elbow pads. That's an advantage that you have to keep in mind when you wrestle against somebody who uses a strike like that. If they're not padding it, that means that they're confident in that bone-on-jaw contact. Ooh, solid counter there to the Frankensteiner attempt. Tony Lee has an early control of the match. That said, he does not have the size advantage. They're evenly matched in terms of height, but in terms of bulk, Oxley taking the advantage in that slot. Tony winning the exchange early with the elbows. Continuously ducking Oxley's attempts at elbows. Smart fighting from the champion. And again, sees the Steiner attempt coming, counters it with a hefty bomb. Once again, ducking. Tony is just wrestling smart tonight. Meanwhile, Oxley is doing everything he can to find a wiggle room to get some advantage here. Everything he's trying is being countered, ducked, or dodged. This is the third attempt at this crucifix pin, but it's not gaining him any ground. Once again, trying to slip it through, but it's just never gone to a count. It's hard to tell what his strategy is, if he's planning on just wearing Tony down by forcing him to keep kicking out. He's trying to disorient the champion. He's feeling good though either way. Starting to land the offense specifically with these kicks, and there's an elbow from the Trailblazer, rolling back elbow, and then right back into these Kawada-style step kicks, and an enziguri to follow it up. But Tony Lee gets back to his feet, goes up top, and lands a big frog splash. I mean, it looked like Oxley was starting to gain some offensive momentum there. Tony just shut it down. Maybe now the opportunity is there. He's finally got Tony down for an extended period of time. Started landing some elbows, some sentons. Goes for a deep cover here. Tony kicks out. A shoulder tackle. And a knee strike to follow it up. Champion maintaining his pressure as much as he can in this match. As it's looking right now, I think we might be going 4 for 4. God, just multiple top rope moves from Oxley, but now he's been caught with the Dragon Flame Driver. That could be the end of Oxley's national title dreams, but it's not. Oxley dragging the champion into the corner, looking to set him up top. Oh my God, power bomb from the top rope, but Tony Lee survives it. However, if you want to talk about a momentum shifting move, that's one for the ages. The exchange of elbows here. Block by Oxley, counter. It seems he really does have all the momentum on his side now. Lifts Tony up. System shock. Goes for the cover, but the ropes. Too close to the ropes. That was a big opportunity. And he was trying to capitalize on Tony Lee, well aware of his ring position. Able to survive. However, Oxley not at all deterred, is keeping the offense, keeping the pressure up and going. Sends Tony Lee into the ropes. And again, crack shot, elbow. Blackout strike. And he's got him again. System shock. Cover. Ropes too far away. He did it! Damian Oxley is your new SOW National Heavyweight Champion! Now, this is a rough one for me because, of course, I always want to root for the SOW competitor, but nobody in SOW right now are fans of the man coming out first. It is the Heartless One. He is a representative of the most disliked stable in the company at the moment. Death Panther. Let's just say that, for those who have not been watching SOW, this man, the man underneath this mask is a bit of a scumbag. He's been nothing but trouble ever since arriving here in this company. He's been cheating, he's been attacking people backstage, just general unsportsmanlike conduct from Death Panther. However, that said, I'm still the SOW representative for this match, so I'm going to be rooting for SOW out no matter what. But I'm sure there are many fans who may be rooting for this man instead. Representing ACLL, it is Soul Tiger. From Mexico, and a former student of Death Panther. Prior to Death Panther turning closer towards the dark side. I don't know if he knows that many James Brown songs. Of course, another one of their opponents, the Archetype, James Hartwell, representing the JPW war side of the bracket. He's also one half of Legend of Heart, a tag team that has been making quite a few appearances in SOW as of late. And the final competitor for the match, representing JEPW Japan, the Heartbeat of Revolution, and the WWSL Junior Heavyweight Champion, Nagi Toshio. He had to give me a personal favorite for the match. I'm always going to be rooting in a match like this for Nagi Toshio. He's fun as hell. He's been just an enjoyable wrestler ever since he's returned from Mexico. Every time I get to see him compete in JEPW, it's a treat. And the few times we've gotten him here at SOW, it's been wonderful. He won that junior championship from SOW's Hermes Rhapsodes, another member of the Paradise, another person we used to like before he turned to the dark side. But there's not really much on the line here. This is just a match for pride. However, there are some things that could be born, like say you defeat Nagi Toshio, at least for Death Panther and Soul Tiger. That might be a shot at the Junior Championship in your future. Of course, there are also no friends here in this match, but Death Panther and Soul Tiger do have a bit of history. I was going to say that it wasn't surprising to see them working together, but then they immediately, Death Panther turned on their former protege. Tried to sneak a quick victory there as well. I can't imagine much going on in this match but chaos. Another early victory attempt, but broken up by Soul Tiger. Soul Tiger trying to focus in on Death Panther, but gets caught by Toshio Nagi. Both Soul Tiger and Nagi Toshio were in the Global Junior Scramble, which we will see another Global Junior Scramble later this year. Of course, as the current junior champion, if he's able to retain the belt until then, he will be participating in that tournament once again. The winner of the Global Junior Scramble always gets a title shot. Last year's winner was Hermes Rhapsodes, who went on to successfully defeat Kawakami now and become the national or the junior champion. He also would then later in the year become the national champion as well, before both belts were claimed from him very recently. Of course, if you want to catch up on more of SOW's history, you can follow us on Slipstream, youtube.com/Slipstream Overtake Wrestling. You'll be able to see our entire backlog catalog of shows. Maybe you can even get the link to that YouTube channel for you guys here in the chat. Episode 96 just went live last Thursday. Next Thursday, we'll be back with episode 97. We're also going to be having quite a few special shows throughout this upcoming month, because the SOW Summer Grand Prix will be getting started. It's going to be a 20-person round-robin 2-bracket tournament, with, of course, 2 finalists from each bracket, making it 2 Rev Your Engines, where the winner of the Grand Prix will be crowned. And of course, the prize for winning the Grand Prix, as always, will be a title shot at our very next pay-per-view after that, Burnout. There's going to be a lot of good wrestling coming up in these next few weeks, so be sure to tune in. Nagi Toshio with that Steiner off the top rope. So athletic. Earlier in the previous match, we talked a little bit about size advantage. I think it would be unfair not to mention the size advantage that James Hartwell holds over all of these generally junior heavyweight class wrestlers. Not only does he have a larger weight, but he's got about a foot on all of them. The closest to his height is Death Panther. But even he's still missing a few inches. All 4 men down temporarily. Nagi Toshio. Oh, another athletic Steiner. And Hartwell tried to get to his feet, but couldn't. As on the other side, Soul Tiger tries to roll up Death Panther for a victory. Death Panther is able to kick out. Oh, wait a minute, once again, trying to catch the victory, this time on Hartwell, but can't quite get it. Toshio sent to the outside. And now it's Soul Tiger and Hartwell teaming up against Death Panther, but Death Panther just shrugs it off. Here's Hartwell showing very little concern for the predicament that Soul Tiger was just in. And now, once again, I mean, it seems like the wrestlers are showing a little less concern for breaking up pins at this point of the match. A roll-up attempt from Soul Tiger, but it can't claim the victory that way. Not against a man like Death Panther. Hartwell and Panther both taking the time to taunt the crowd. Oh my God, what a belly to belly. I was saying before, this match is largely just chaos. Both sides being taken. High knee strike. Death Panther actually does seem to be getting very focused on Soul Tiger. Oh, but now there's two wrestlers that are outside of the ring. And James Hartwell returns to the ring. It's caught with a body slam. And now locked into a very painful looking figure four. Oh my God, dumped him on his head. That was dangerous. Not time to breathe and rest in a match like this. You've just got to get right back into the fray. Nagi Toshio's variation of the Shining Wizard. Death Panther tries to drop the Bleak Future Bomb, but Nagi Toshio breaks it up immediately. Drop from Death Panther. Soul Tiger is taking quite a beating here in the late stages of this match. Every single time he's taken down somebody else. Getting right back on top of him. Oh! Attempt. Another kick out. Now it's Nagi put into this crazy figure four. Oh my God, the drop kicks. Stomp to the chest, goes for the cover. But only a two. There's a small package. Oh, breakdown! But Nagi Toshio breaks the pin up. make the breakup in time. Death Panther wins the match. Nagi Toshio got too distracted there at the end. He was doing a good job of stopping the pinfalls, but and we are getting started with that War Championship match. As usual, wasting no time, getting right into the ring. But Johnny King has become a quick fan favorite here in SOW, even though he doesn't yet work here. Every time he shows up, he's been a joy to watch. Here he comes with the new design for the WWSL War Championship. We saw on the card the previous design from when it was the Rule of War Heavyweight Championship. The question is, will he be able to retain the title against SOW's Emperor? Oh my god! Just tosses him aside as the first move of the match. Kastor, you know, will not appreciate that. Called for. Well, Kastor is already a bit, the fans haven't fully taken to him, you could say. Even though he hasn't done anything inherently mean or vicious, we should say, he's never been a fan favorite wrestler. Going up against a guy who's gotten his early love of the fans, you're going to see a lot of boos coming his way. Personally speaking, I'm a pretty solid fan of Kastor. I mean, his methods may be a little, let's just say, direct. He might be a little short in the sense of he doesn't mince words, he doesn't play nice, but he's not a cheater. He doesn't go around attacking people. He doesn't usually order anybody to go around attacking people. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, he's better than any member of the Paradise. And one thing he's been looking for is the opportunity to win a championship again. He used to hold, he was the second national champion, and he is still, to date, the longest reigning national champion. He had a 238-day reign with that belt. 7 successful defenses before he lost the title to El Guerra. We have yet to see another title reign even reach the 150-day mark, which just goes to show how good of a champion Kastor was. despite his struggles to reclaim a title since then. Ankle locks in. However, one thing that is very difficult to do is to make Kastor Liechten tap. So if Johnny King is going to try to aim for the ankle lock as his finisher, he has a lot of work cut out for him in this match. Even as he shrugs off a backdrop from the Emperor. Oh my God. I mean, I said he's got to work hard, but I didn't expect him to work like this. Dodges a chop. Don't dodge that one, though. But he responds to it with a fierce punch to the gut. So far, the champion, I mean, we've seen one title change hands now. That all champions defending record has been broken by Damian Oxley, who is also a member of the Empire Olympic Slam. No cover made, however. Johnny King seems to believe that this match is not yet over. Big chop from Kastor, but Johnny follows it up with a massive punch to the side of the head. Johnny King continuing. Oh, I thought he was going to go for the backslide instead. It's a drop kick to the face. But Kastor now shrugging off the offense. Tries to get a sneaky cover. Maybe Johnny has used up a bit too much of his energy with all these big impact moves that he's gone for. As he's turning it back a little bit. Or so I thought. German suplex. Jesus. I was gonna say he was turning it back, going for some simple punches, but no. Oh my God! Power bomb from the top rope, and that does it. Holy! Kastor just kind of sealed that one out of nowhere. Now this team has made an attempt at the tag titles while the Destined Saviors were champions once before. So if they are unsuccessful here tonight, they have a massive points reduction in the rankings coming their way. That means that for them, it's all on the line right here. A failed title challenge here could spell the end of their tag title hopes for this season. That means they've got to give this their everything, every ounce of their beings to beat what might be the greatest tag team in SOW history. Our reigning and defending SOW Tag Team Champions. They are the longest reigning in the title's histories since SOW started. And tonight will, if they're successful, tie for most defenses with the inaugural SOW Tag Team Champions, the Dark Crusade. This is the team of the Blazing Lion, Hideaki Kurata, and the God of Destiny, Judas Magnus, the Destined Saviors. Probably the most in-sync tag team you have ever seen in this company. Judas and Kurata have an incredible history together. Multi-time World Tag Team Champions throughout their careers. And currently making their names as the greatest tag team champions in SOW's entire history. A win tonight would solidify them beyond a shadow of a doubt. And it would leave us here wondering who could possibly challenge for the titles they hold. There's very few teams here in the company they have not beaten. Very few teams that have been able to push them to the edge. The closest they've ever come to a loss in this reign was against Disruption. Can Disruption pull out that same magic again and gain the victory and the titles in this matchup? We now have Kurata Hideaki and Kerry Korea Legal. Tag made to Nathan Fisk. With Kurata not following suit, choosing to stay in the match here, rather than making a tag of his own. Oh, an exchange between Hideaki and Nathan. I'm not sure about that from Hideaki's side, but he's able to win it. And immediately targeting the big man's legs. Nathan Fisk slips behind, lands a massive hammer blow to the back of Hideaki, but
5 minutes gone.
Hideaki continues fighting. Oh my God! Just tossing him across the ring. Goes for the big boot. Hideaki ducks it. Pins him down and is laying in the knees to the side, the kidney of Nathan Fisk. The Big Papa will not stay down. And the crowd is already loving this, as both of these teams are just fighting on full blast. Hideaki finally makes the tag back to Judas Magnus. Judas lining things up with the choke over the second rope. Nathan Fisk trying to go for that power bomb, but can't quite hit it. Oh, sandwiched with the lariats from both sides. As Kerry Korea now takes over for Disruption in this match. Disruption doing a good job of picking apart both members of the Saviors. It's going to take a lot more than that to keep them down. That's an exchange between the God of Destiny and the Wild Tiger. Chops versus slaps. The chops take it home. Very rare to see Korea losing a strike exchange like that. Those chops from Judas Magnus are exceptionally painful, from what I hear.
2, 4, 3.
Up to 4, and the Demon Fang knee strike.
10 minutes gone.
Oh, series of backbreakers there. A stomp to the head, and a drop kick to the back of the head, following it up. Hikari catches him with a Russian leg sweep, cutting off the momentum. Sending him to the top rope. What's he thinking from here? Doesn't matter. Judas Magnus does not wait to find out. Tag to Kurata Hideaki. And on the other side, tag to Nathan Fisk. And the Saviors, however, doing a good job, or at least they were for a moment, of picking apart the challengers. Hideaki back in the ring against the big man himself. Oh, what a springboard into a spin kick. And lands a big senton, kips up, not done, goes back up top with a senton 3-6 or 630, I think. Avoids being put on the top rope, and he's packing him up for the setting sun, but the ropes far too close. Hideaki tried to put it away there. Nathan Fisk, too big of a man. Even when packed up that tight, he's still able to reach the ropes. Another tag to Korea. Hideaki gets slammed straight down. Kerry wrapping his arms underneath Hideaki's, going for that grounded master lock. And an attempt at a tiger suplex. Can't land it, goes for the short arm lariat instead. Hideaki tagging out. Went for the blazing stamp himself, but got countered. However, he was able to maintain the momentum there. But Perry, quick to go back on the offense against the new legal partner in Judas Magnus. Another exchange back and forth here. Korea, rolling punch, manages to take it. And a series of elbow strikes, ending with a rolling elbow. It's behind, spins him around for a straight shot to the jaw, and Judas had enough tags to Hideaki. Hideaki, the dude buster, but the ropes, I guess, just a little too close there. Gets picked up, drops down with a sidewalk slam. Big boot to the chin. And then a deadlift vertical suplex. And Hideaki gets a burst and lands a reverse Firebird splash. Almost for the 3. And then the blazing stint back of the head. And that does it. It feels like Disruption had the early control and let it slip through their fingers as the Saviors managed to keep the rest of the match in their corner. And now it is time for a death game! Erren Payne has been seeking this match against Hermes for the past 6 months. You can even put it back longer and make it 9. This is a rematch Erren has been dying for, chasing for. And now finally it is time to see, can he defeat Hermes Rhapsodes? As it stands in their storied history, Hermes has a 2-0 lead over the Death Game. Oh my God, he's coming out with the mask on. For those of you not in the know, it was not long ago. In fact, it was around the same time last year on the same show where Hermes Rhapsodes, under this mask, cost Erren his Ignition Championship. Wearing this mask now, he's just taunting his opponent.
Fight!
You see some light tubes thrown into the ring ahead of this match by Hermes. He's already stalking Erren in the early goings. Oh, tried to get a chair, but got stopped. Unsurprisingly, two of them are just brawling here in the early goings of this match. 5 minutes in, the crowd already calling for a fight forever chant. This is a match you can tell the crowd are just as excited for as Erren was to finally get it. However, one thing to note, Erren was forced to go through a 3-man gauntlet in order to earn this match against Hermes. And he bled quite a bit in that gauntlet. It's likely why he has the bandana above his forehead right now, instead of, or I should say on his forehead instead of above it like he usually does. Tubes are gone now. Fortunately, seems no blood, at least not much, is coming out of either competitor. And as usual, keep in mind this is there are no submissions in this match. There are no pinfalls in this match. The only way this ends is if we're unable to answer a 10 count. Steiner goes right into a sharpshooter.
Give up. Give up.
Not sure why the ref is checking for submission. Submission cannot end this match. It has to be a 10 count on the mat. Went for the go to sleep, couldn't land it. Once again, Hermes blocking the go to sleep. He's been doing that in every match they've had. He has blocked the go to sleep. Now the count being made for Hermes himself. Being able to return to his feet at 6. away for Erren again. Able to answer it at 4. He's struggling here in this match to actually keep Erren down for significant periods. Huge lariat. He's going up top though. Lands a shooting star press as well. And the count is begun again.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Erren, 7. Oh man, he's getting closer. Now he's got Hermes lined up, hits a shining wizard, courtesy of his rival, Kaito Meiji. But Hermes is still up at 5. Despite all the damage that both men have done, Hermes is still getting up at 5. Oh, wait a minute. Payne lines him up, end game against the turnbuckle, and a double stomp to the back. That's the move that Nagi Toshio used to defeat Hermes for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. And Hermes is unable to answer the count. Erren Payne wins the Texas Deathmatch. Now we can get started. So of course this is the first of our double main event here tonight. It will be a fatal four-way for the SOW World Heavyweight Championship. And the first competitor will be the second ever SOW World Heavyweight Champion. The man who walked into World Record last year as champion. The violins play as the dragon awakens from his slumber once more. It is the Red Dragon, Nagadomi, Ali! One of the most exciting combatants to ever grace an SOW ring. He is one of the most famous champions from JEPW and has become one of the most famous wrestlers in SOW. And up next, his first opponent, a man with equal stature and of equal fame to the Red Dragon. It is SOW's Golden Star. The man who sits above everybody else in terms of history. He is a former 4-time WWSL World Champion and the only man in this match to have never held the SOW World Heavyweight Championship, Kaito Meiji. And their opponent, the third ever SOW World Heavyweight Champion. This will be his second time walking in to World Record to challenge for the World Championship. Last year, he was able to claim the title from Nagadomi Ali. But it was only a a short 5 months later when Byron Mitchell cashed in his national title and claimed the world belt from Riot. Can the Dragon Slayer do it once more on this, one of our grandest stages of the year, and claim the World Heavyweight Championship again? The third competitor of this match, Ryan Richardson. And the reigning and defending SOW World Heavyweight Champion, the man who turned this title match into a fatal four-way, saying he would take care of all his opponents here tonight, all his remaining challengers, and look forward to the future to come from the Grand Prix. He is the leader of the Paradise, a former member of the Dark Crusade and one half of the inaugural SOW Tag Team Champions. He is the World Heavyweight Champion, the Devil, Byron Mitchell. Staring at his upcoming competition, getting himself ready. He steps into the ring. This match starts on his time. And it seems like he is now ready. 4 corners. Fatal four-way. All you need to do is successfully pin or submit one of the opponents in this match, and you will become the SOW World Heavyweight Champion. That is for the challengers here. For the champion, he must successfully defend by taking out one of his opponents without being interrupted by either of the other two. For him, there is an opportunity to lose his title without even being involved in the finish. This is one of the most dangerous matches a champion can undergo, and I believe the first time the world title has been defended here in SOW against 3 opponents at the same time. Moreover than that, there's a lot of history between all the men in this ring. Nagadomi, Ali, and Ryan Richardson went down a very storied path in order to get to world record last year. Kaito, Meiji, and Ali, as well as Kaito, Meiji, and Richardson, have had long careers of facing off against each other in SOW and in JEPW as well for Ali and Meiji. And all of these men have history with Byron in one way or another. Ali, having won the Final 20 circuit last year and failed in his attempt to win the championship at Victory Lane against Byron. Ryan Richardson having been defeated at Autumn Draft after Byron cashed in his national title for a shot at the championship and failing later at Supercharged to reclaim the belt from the Devil. And of course, Kaito fighting all year long and all last year against Byron's faction, the Paradise. This is a chance to cut the head off of the snake and take the World Heavyweight Championship away from the Paradise and the Devil himself. And of course, right after this match, if one of these men is successful, Aiko Kimura, SOW's greatest champion of all time, will have the opportunity to win back her Women's World Championship from Hikari Muramasa and put all of the titles, except for the television championship that the Paradise holds, onto other competitors. Tonight we have the rare opportunity to finally take out and put away Paradise's ambitions of controlling SOW's top
Give up.
titles.
Give up.
However, keep in mind it is always every man for themselves in a fatal four-way. It doesn't matter how much you want to win the title, your opponents also want to win it just as much. And they will do everything in their power to ensure you are not the one claiming the belt at the end of the match. It's them instead. And Byron will always be on top of things to ensure that he retains this title in this match. He only needs to beat one of his opponents. He can do that successfully. He will retain the SOW World Heavyweight Championship and remain the longest reigning champion in SOW's history. He already is at 203 days, SOW's longest reigning world champion. However, unlike previous champions, he has only successfully defended the belt 4 times in that time frame, with this being his 5th, if successful. So while he will exceed on day count, defense count will still be lagging behind both Ali Nagadomi and Hermes Rhapsodes, who successfully defended that title 6 times in their title reigns. One thing I have been told is that regardless of the results here tonight, Byron Mitchell has no intention of joining the Grand Prix this year, which means the world champion will not be competing alongside the other 20 competitors.
Give up.
If Byron is able to retain, he will be facing off against whoever the winner of the Grand Prix is. He will not be selecting his opponent like Ryan Richardson was able to do last year. As it seems so far, Kaito and Ryan have kind of been fighting each other for the most part, with Byron focusing heavily on the man he defeated at Victory Lane in Nagadomi Ali. Going after Ryan as well. Meiji breaks that up and begins targeting Ali himself. Hits him off the top with a belly to belly. Byron is waiting, biding his time, letting them fight each other. It's a smart strategy for the champion. As Ryan is looking to lock in an armbar but can't get it because of Byron holding the grip every time. Oh, wait a minute. Kaito not afraid to use the champion's help if it means getting the win. Suplex from the champion. And a snap of the knee. Ouch. Hyperextending it forcefully. Kaito, Meiji, and Ali now both targeting the champion temporarily. Northern Lights from Kaito, but he only gets a 1 before Ali kicks out. This match is slowly building into the bigger, stronger moves. As Byron goes to break up both of those, the submission and pin attempt.
Give up.
Constant submission attempts here in this match, which is not surprising given the competitors Ryan Richardson and Kaito Meiji, both submission experts. Even Byron himself has a long history of choking people out to win his matches. Triangle choke now applied onto Byron, or onto Ryan.
Give up.
And Byron ends up breaking it up. Ryan tries to slip behind. And then Kaito follows up with an attempt on a Northern Lights, but gets caught in a front headlock. No man has been able to successfully land a large impact move so far in this match. Every time they try, they either get countered or another man is quickly there to prevent the attempt. Chops into a drop kick from the Dragon Slayer, but the Devil back to his feet with relative ease. We're now 20 minutes into this main event, the first of our 2 main events tonight. Kaito, we've got synchronous submissions here, but neither man gave up. Tried to put Byron over the corner. Byron with a reversal, with a Meiji with a reversal, and then Byron with a counter to a double team attempt from Meiji and Ali. And now Byron punishing one of the challengers, bashing his head into the mat over and over again. And the fist drop, followed by a shot block. And another strong punch right to a second opponent. Sleeper hold by Meiji, but Byron knocks him out of it. Byron tossed out of the ring. This is an opportunity to potentially finish the match without the champion involved, except for he gets right back up and back into the fray. That's Meiji tossed out of the ring. Ryan going for a series of chops across the chest of the Devil as Meiji hits another top rope belly to belly onto Ali. And then pulls him into a triangle choke while Ryan is attacking the champion, focusing his efforts on beating the man who defeated him for the title at this stage of the match. Another triangle choke from Meiji. And Byron with a counter to Ryan. And he's not done! Shining Lizard to back of Ryan's head, but Ryan with the counter. And Ali has Meiji lined up. Oh, but Ryan pulls Meiji out of the way of the Dragon Fang. That was Ali's chance to seal the match, and Ryan stole it away. Now Meiji with the Dragon Suplex, but Ryan with the breakup. This time it's Byron who picks Meiji up, drops him down, goes for the cover. Ali and Ryan are down. But no! Instead, gets him around. He's got the Dragon, the Devil's Clutch, the Dragon Sleeper. And Meiji had to tap. Byron Mitchell retains his championship. It is time for the Women's World Championship match, our second main event of the evening. This is the finale of World Record, and I can't think of a greater way to end it off than the woman who delivers the grand finale in every single one of her matches, the glowing finale, glowing Aiko Kimura. This is her rematch, her opportunity to win back the Women's World Championship, which she lost to the winner of the Winter Grand Prix, Hikari Muramasa. This is a match she earned, a rematch she earned by winning the 8-cylinder Eliminator at Supercharged. But the woman she's going up against has been called the final boss of the women's division. She's got the music to prove it and the record to back it. Representing the Paradise, the Dark Star, Hikari Muramasa. This is a match for the ages. Oh, a quick attempt at a takedown from Hikari, instantly blocked by Aiko. Aiko is in the white and gold gear versus the black and purple from Hikari. This is the same gear Aiko has used in all of her biggest matches. We know that she is serious here tonight. She's been putting all her focus over the past few weeks into this match, into this rematch. She wants to win back the championship that she held for nearly 1 year. And put an end to Hikari Muramasa's, let's just say, dark reign. Hikari Muramasa sitting on 112 days as the Women's World Champion. And while that is nothing to sneeze at, it is not the longest, in fact, far from the longest reign in the title's history. There have been 3 champions with this belt. The first held it for 196 days. That was Bia Quinn's reign, where she defended it 5 times. The second, 357 days. Aiko Kimura just over a week away from a 1-year title reign. She defended it 10 times successfully. Hikari 112 days, and if successful tonight, this will be her 4th title defense. As it stands, she is one of the only women in the company to successfully defeat Aiko Kimura in singles competition since 2025, the beginning of 2025. Aiko has remained undefeated in singles competition outside of the Grand Prix and went a whole year undefeated, almost, last year. All of season 2, she kept a perfect record. This is Aiko's 2nd time being in the main event of World Record. Last year, she faced another member of the Paradise in the Demoness Lilith. However, at that time, she was our reigning and defending Women's World Champion. And she was successful on the night. If successful here as well, she will start an undefeated at World Record streak. However, should Hikari retain, not only will Aiko's dreams of retaining her Women's World title go up in smoke for tonight, but any hope of ever having an undefeated streak will go away as well. Aiko taking some time to relax, and Hikari giving her that opportunity, not trying to push on the pressure when she doesn't feel she needs to. Hikari feeling in control of this bout. Head scissors takedown from the glowing idol. SOW's idol. Muramasa, a woman who left Glory in order to chase Aiko. And the first woman who's left a company coming after our icon and been successful. She has everything to lose tonight. And Aiko has everything to gain. An attempt at a glowing suplex onto Aiko from Hikari, but Aiko just flips out of it. Lands a leg drop, goes for a cover, but only gets a 1. Wrist lock attempt, Aiko, too quick and too smart, reverses it onto Hikari. We are already 10 minutes into this title match. Oh my God, what a drop kick. Aiko struggling to her feet just a bit. Seems like our Twitch is having a bit of an issue. Hopefully we'll reconnect shortly. This looks like we are coming back online on the Twitch side, thankfully. You guys didn't miss much, do not worry. Oh, big boot. Oh no. Thankfully we record these, so if anything is missed on the stream, it will be available on the replay. With the hammer lock. Looks like we are back online once again. Thank you guys for staying with us. And once again, keep in mind, anything you missed Live will be available in the replay. However, this was not a long outage. Not much has been missed. Hikari just lands a beautiful suplex there. Now Aiko back in control for a moment. Reversed by Hikari. They're sent to the corner. Back elbow from Hikari sends Aiko to the center of the ring. Drops an elbow. Now Aiko with a head scissors takedown. Pulls Hikari away from the ropes. Puts her back up, sends her into the ropes again. But this time Hikari with the block stops Aiko from getting anything off of that and counters with a takedown of her own into the moonsault double knee, and now locking in the Eclipse that Aiko has been made to tap out to previously. Twice now. We are in our main event for those just joining us here on World Record. This is for the Women's World Championship. Aiko trying to reclaim the title that she held for nearly 1 year against the woman who defeated her for the belt in Hikari Muramasa. Aiko wearing the white and gold, Hikari wearing the black and purple. The black and violet, you might say. With the reversal. Hikari catches her with the Eclipse! And Aiko taps! Oh my god! Once again, the Eclipse does what it does best! Hikari brushing off her hands as she retains the Women's World Championship at World Record. Everybody who tuned in, thank you for watching. That is all we have for the night. And, well, it's a bit of an unfortunate end, but that is how things go sometimes. We will see you next week for SOW Ignition. As always, I'm your lead analyst, Devil D, signing off.